When you first start coaching, it's really exciting. There's kind of this overall thrill, and it's natural to want to coach anyone who's willing to be coached, especially if they're paying you to coach them. So the question for today is, what do I do if I start coaching someone and I really don't like them? I remembered something Bob Newhart said that I think applies as the beginning of the answer to this question. So I'd like to turn it over to Bob for just a second.
Stop it or I'll bury you alive in a box.
I love those clear words of counsel from Mr. Newhart. He's still alive, by the way, 92 years old. So that's amazing. Seriously, if you happen to be in a coaching relationship where it's like oil and water, you don't enjoy interacting with the person that you're coaching, you've got to stop it. It's not okay to just muscle through it and keep convincing yourself that it's likely to get better over time. Now, I want to be really clear here. I've never actually had this happen to me. I've coached a lot of leaders over the years, and I've never worked with someone where it was just, there was no reason to continue to work together. I think that rather than thinking of what do I do if I don't like the person I'm coaching, we can ask, how could that possibly ever happen? Why would you be in a place where you didn't like the person you're working with enough to be their coach? I feel like the question itself, the parent question, so to speak, ultimately comes from a place of fear and low confidence. Now, I will say this as a final word on this question. It is important to develop your ability to adapt to the person that you're coaching. Now, I don't mean adapt in the sense of compromising who you are, certainly not your values, or changing your personality, but you learn to adapt to their level of energy, the way they communicate, how much they like to talk. If they're more introverted, you may need to be more proactive in asking questions and being more engaged in terms of how much you talk. In a future video, I'll talk more about the ratio of talking versus listening. But just in terms of this question of likability, the likability factor, they will trust you more as you adapt to them. You meet them where they are, maybe is a good way to summarize this. So personally, I advise you to focus more on that, the refinement of that skill of adapting to your client, rather than thinking or being afraid of working with someone that you just don't like.